Let's do this. This is what we're doing. We're clapping and having a great time. Thank you for coming out to the LA School of Comedy's open mic night. Today is Wacky Wednesday. Why is it wacky? Every Wednesday is. Every Wednesday in LA anyway. I'm your host for the night, and I wanted to just give a shout out in our world of comedy to Samantha Linderman, who is our comedy concierge who can't be here tonight due to a situation. But we really missed you, and I just wanted to say that. And also a round of applause for your producer, Jason Ham. When you want anything, you're going to call Jason. When you want something edited, I can't do this. I can't do it all. Isn't this crazy? When people, you should see what they asked me to do. They give me like 4 different tapes and like footage to put together. And Israelis just 1, 2, 3. You can't do this. You can't do this for me. I'm like, I can't do this. But I do love Hungarian food. Oh my God, I just have so much fun with Hungarians. They told me they were Hungarian. And one of my friends, let me tell you something, who's Hungarian. Ildiko Tabori. Now that's Hungarian. They're laughing, but isn't that and Transylvanian? She's mixed, but kind of like the Hungarian Transylvanian. Like I wouldn't know the difference. My mother-in-law's best friends were Edie and Mordecai, and she was from Transylvania. She had green eyes, blue eyeshadow. Every time she blinked her eyes, she looked like a traffic light, saying, "Go, go, go." Oh my God, the people I know, right? You ever think about that? A lot of times people say, well, I don't think anybody could teach somebody to do stand-up comedy. Maybe, maybe not. I'm just going to tell you that when I started doing stand-up, now that you asked, I paid for my class. I didn't go for 3 years. I was petrified. I could not get on the stage to save my life. And once you do it in a controlled environment that you feel controlled, I think that you guys feel much better. These are for my new people. I'm just putting it out there. And this is a place that gives you an opportunity to do a podcast, to do them in succession so that you have them. You understand? And don't have all of them. Come on in. And it's just my... Hello there, handsome. How you been? Would you sign in for me, please? Thank you. And what I was saying is also, when you're doing podcasts, you should try to have 1 or 2 in the box that are evergreen. So you don't know what time of the year, whatever, however. And then if you're sick one day, you can't make it, you're covered. So I'm just telling you that because when it comes to the day, because he's getting ready to do one, look how he's looking at me, petrified, right? When it comes to the day, he's going to ask me every question that I just told you, okay? He's going to ask me. But I love you, Lou. You know that. Come on. That's why you're coming up first. Are you ready for some action? Yeah, sure. All right, let's do this, Lee. Come on, let's give it up for Lee.
Thank you. It's good to be back. It's been here, been a while, actually. I haven't been feeling too great, but makes me feel good seeing everybody here, So I thought about, it was really bad for a little while getting sick, but I was going to call my doctor, but my doctor's terrible, and it's my fault, really. I mean, pretty much. Because, I chose the wrong doctor, so that makes my fault, I guess. And a ridiculous reason why I chose my doctor it made sense at the time, a lot of sense. And you'll understand, kind of, hopefully. But it was a couple years ago, and I was going through my single period where searching the corners and crevices of everywhere to find the right girl, crevice, everywhere. So, and nothing was off limits, really. So I came to the conclusion I've been going through Plenty of Fish, all the different sites, all these, and I'm thinking, maybe there's the right girl out there, and maybe she's a doctor. And then find the right girl, ambitious, take care of me for the rest of my life, and all set. And so I was putting one and one together, and I'm thinking, same concept. You're flipping through profiles, flipping through doctor profiles, so same concept. And I wasn't sold on the idea, but then my brother, he told me he'd recently switched over to female doctor, he hadn't done it in a long time, And so he told me the story where he was ready for the testicular exam, and he said she didn't use gloves, and he's like, I'm like, wow. I'm like, first I'm thinking, what is wrong? What's wrong? And I was thinking lots of things. Get her number. This is a great doctor. And he's like, no, I got rid of her. Like, why? Why would you get rid? You had it right in your hands there. And he's no, it's unprofessional. It says it on brother. I mean, it's unprofessional. You don't. He's like, she's a bad doctor. And I'm like, well, this gave me all good ideas. They were running through my head now. Maybe little on a doctor maybe would be right for me. Gorgeous. Maybe unethical, maybe willing to do just about anything. Things were popping, fantasies were going through my mind. It was working. So, as I said, once, I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. So, do like matching, plentyoffish.com, there's a whole bunch, and match it with, as I said, profiles, doctor profiles. Okay, so I go online, just like looking for profiles, and then I'm scrolling through. And I did have original idea of what you should pick for a doctor. The usual education, experience, what specialty she is. And then I was, wait, that's too sensible. And I said, well, how about this? Since I'm probably going to just have that one appointment and then maybe not go back again and then be able to date her after that. So that would be the plan, essentially. So I had in my mind, this is going to work out. So I'm going through all the doctors and find blonde, some, I don't know, but came across the right one. This was it. Blonde, gorgeous looking. And that was it. That's all my criteria for choosing a doctor was that, which really didn't work out at all. But in theory, it was a great idea. So time came. Kimberly Petrick, I chose her. She seemed, I didn't look at her experience. I didn't look at how long she's been doing it. I didn't even look at a specialty. I didn't even know, no reviews, nothing. I said to myself, geez, she went to medical school. What she knows, I'm sure they all know what to do. Not cosmetology school. It's medical school. So how bad can it go? So the first time I go to the appointment, I'm waiting and I'm thinking, things are again running through my mind, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll go in there and I see her, I meet her. She seems very professional, but I'm thinking, I'm looking for maybe she's like giving me the eye a little bit, I'm sitting there and she's like, waiting for, get undressed and that sort of thing. And like, I'm thinking all the exams in my mind that she could do. And it's like, wow, like a gold mine of ideas, and they're rushing and they're thinking. I'm going through, and then she does a little intake and she does all these questions, and I'm waiting for the time where she says, we got to run this exam, waiting for anything, whatever, look me all over, anywhere you want, I'll let you go. Fine, you want to look at my toes, you want to look at anything, but don't you ask me to get naked? Where's this point where you ask me to get naked? I'm waiting for it. It's not happening. And then she has all these questions, usual boring questions, your history, your this, and then she gets to sex life. Meaning that she says, how's your sex life? Is everything working properly? And I'm thinking, this is it. This is the one. This is my. So I'm like, well, so not very well, actually. I've been trying. It hasn't been happening. Probably I just haven't found the right girl, honestly. And that's what happens. No sex, everything's working fine. Trust me, it is. And then I thought, check it out, check it out. But I didn't say that. Okay, but I kept that to myself. And then because I was working, I didn't want to seem overzealous. I was just gonna play it cool, and I was looking for that, like, kind of glint, like whatever, like little, as I said, some unethical, I'm willing to do anything for you type of thing. I don't know. All these things were fantasies going through my mind, and so I said, yeah, and here's my in. Okay, so I got the question, sex life. It's not good, and I think the main reason why my sex life isn't good, I haven't found the right girl, someone like yourself, and I'm waiting for that. Well, let me see what you got here now. Why don't you lay down and and then reality rushed in, and she's like, let's see how STDs are. Let's run a full panel and see what you got there, and didn't flinch, and she's like, everything. I want to know, like, what's going on with you. And I'm like, oh, okay, that didn't work at all. And I gave up completely. As I said, that was it. That was, my great fantasies crashed down to the ground, and I was left with a beautiful doctor that I found out later was a horrible doctor, and she forgot to do tests. She forgot to do the obvious stuff, all the tests, all the exams. It'd take forever to get an exam of any kind, and she didn't do anything, and it turned out to be a complete mess, and my health probably compromised, and, here I am today, and, horrible doctor. It's really, really, and I'm the one to blame. It's all my fault, She was just there, and when you're single, you're reaching everywhere. You're trying everything. So I was trying everything, and this one just, it seemed perfect. It really did seem perfect. I mean, I figured, what could go wrong? This is ideal. This is like a chance. It solved everything. It would solve everything, really. And then, nice hot doctor, gorgeous doctor, show her to my folks, and she's like, and all these things going through my mind. Just relax, she can have the job, I do nothing all day, and but I don't know, it doesn't matter actually. She comes home and gives me exams all the time, any exams I want, and so, but so it never really worked out. But I've thought about other ideas, though. Actually, at that time, there was I was reaching out. I was trying everything, honestly, and there was a supermarket singles night, and that was just everybody looked at what foods they had, and no one cared about judging people about the foods they have, and I got lots of condoms, and that was that didn't work though. All right, thank you very much, appreciate it. And you can find me at Instagram, Lee.Schwartz 585. Thank you.
Schwartz.
Thank you all. Appreciate
How's
it.
that? 585.
585.
Oh my goodness. Your adventures of being single. I mean, my God, it makes you feel like you want to have a shidduch. You want to get the shidduch together. No shidduch here? All right, Jews can't whisper. And we can't keep a secret. I know. We tell all our business, we tell all their business. But you know something? I never tire of hearing things that make you go, Funny guy. Nick Hanrahan, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only. Let him hear you.
Yeah. LA School of Comedy. How's it going? I'm trying to be more optimistic these days. Normally I'm a pessimist, but I've been waking up recently like, I'm going to have a good day. Everything's going to be great. and then someone cuts me off in traffic, and I'm just like, the world is shit. Everyone sucks. And so I've been taking these walks in the morning. It's been helping. You know, the sun is shining, and I'm like, I'm going to have a good day, convincing myself otherwise. And it works. So get some sun, everyone. Yeah. Trying to be more optimistic. I am just realizing the psychological effects of my brother's bullying at this age. He's cool now, which is fine. Well, it sucks, actually, because I'm like, I remember what you did. But now it's annoying for me, because I look back and I'm like, this motherfucker, he used to go on Facebook and be like, dude, I got 300 more Facebook friends than you. You're a loser, dude. And now, guess who has more Facebook friends? Fuck him. He deleted his Facebook, but, you know, it's fine. Yeah, so I've been talking a lot of shit about my brother recently, but he's actually cool. I do love him. He's doing good work. He is a drug addiction counselor. He's a therapist for at a rehab center. So not just any rehab center too, a rehab center for all women. And listen, this guy was a horn dog for all of his life, so I'm scared a little bit. Some poor woman at the lowest of their low is going to walk in. He's going to be like, damn, Brittany, you looking skinny. Those pills are looking good on you. You know, get back out there. You're doing just fine. So, he could, don't be scared, ladies. It's okay. He's going to be fine. He's a button-up good person now. But yeah, I remember what he did. So yeah, so he was the cool brother, you know. He was one of those brothers who was like better at me than at everything. But it took me a while to realize I'm better at stuff than compared to him, you know. But they're all lame, you know. Like, he was better at sports and stuff, and then I'm like better at computers, you know. Can't get no pussy on the computer, you know. Rightly. You know. I have better taste. Gay. But, you know, I am better at not being an alcoholic, so there's one thing I got, you know. But it makes him a good drug addiction counselor. So if you ever are, you know, getting fucked up, you have a career path ahead of you. So, yeah, we're keeping it positive, though. I am a software engineer. I am a software engineer because I was just watching porn one day and the site crashed, and I was like, why? What happened here? And so now I work for Pornhub. No, I'm just kidding. I don't work for... I work in education, actually, so quite the opposite of Pornhub. But ideally, we prevent kids from resorting to that life path. So, all right. The development of the internet, a lot of that was due to porn. Porn has contributed a lot to that. So keep it up, guys. That's my last positive note of the night. My name is Nick. You can find me on Instagram at Nick the Hannerhan. And yeah, let's give it up for Sunda Kroonquist.
That's his real name, by the way. Can I tell them what you are?
Yes.
He's Indian and Irish. Where the hell do you think you're going? Oh, go ahead. Do you know, this is a terrible story. I was at a play. It was a musical, and it was so hard. It was horrible. And as we got up to leave during a very busy scene, me and this playwright, she wrote Funny Business, as a matter of fact, a rock and roll musical about stand-up comedy, fantastic. But as we were leaving, we got up like this, and from the stage, the man says, "Where the hell do you think you're going?" And I said, "She's feeling nauseous, and it's something we ate," but they weren't talking to us. It was in the play. That's horribly embarrassing, isn't it?
It's not about you.
It's not about me. That's not about me. You're right. You're right. And I'm going to tell you how I know it's not about me. If you think there's a dearth of females in comedy, think again. This one came pretty far to show us her wares. Let's give it up for the comedy of Julia. Oh my God. Oh my God. Julia. Oh my God. I'm going to the water.
Yeah.
Give you the bell. Come on, one more time. Come on for one time comedy. I want to hear.
Hi guys.
Hey.
So obviously you will hear my English sucks, and you will hear my joke suck as well. But yeah, you know what? It still feels like I want all my husbands to see this. And yeah, I'm on pretty good terms with one of them. And when I told him I was coming here, he was telling me, I wish I could be here with you. And I was like, no, I'm not sure, because I'm kind of nervous and I'm kind of going to talk shit about you. So probably next time when I'm going to roast the other one. Yeah, so I ended my second marriage recently. And yeah, that's the kind of point in your life when you start thinking about things where you fucked up your life. And to be honest, I have to tell you, it's always two people that fuck up a relationship, yeah? So it's only 50, my husband is only 50% responsible for what happened between us. And there's the other 50%, my mother-in-law. And yeah. And I think I will ever go on a date with a guy again. The first three questions that I will ask from him will be like, how old are you? What do you do for a living? And is your mother dead yet? And I don't think I will go on dating sites, but I think I'll go through obituaries. And if they say, she will be very much missed by her beloved son, I will Google the name immediately. Maybe that's a match made in heaven. Yeah. So my ex-husband is a psychotherapist. And yeah, he's a therapist at work and a psycho at home. So if you ever end up dating a psychotherapist, never expect them to have enough energy and time to listen to you at home. Yeah, sometimes I used to ask him, if I put $400 on the table, will you listen to me? He never did, but he took the money though. Yeah. I was thinking, how is it to be married to a psychotherapist, and it feels like giving birth at home. It's safe as long as there's no complications. So, yeah, obviously after a while we had a lot of complications in our relationship, so we went to couples therapy. And the therapist told me I should be more empathetic and I should get in touch with my inner male self. Honestly, I tried everything. I didn't brush my teeth in the mornings. I forgot the kids' birthdays, and I fell asleep after sex immediately. Yeah, I'm not on speaking terms with my husband, and but I know a few things here and there about him, because back in the days when we used to live together, he shared his Spotify account with me, and a few days ago I realized he created a new playlist on Spotify called Music for Sex. Okay, I was like, let me check out the songs. But I noticed none of them were longer than a minute, so yeah, that won't end up well either, I guess. But I don't think he will find anyone in the near future, because he could barely find the milk in the fridge. And I think I was the one who moved out because he didn't know where we kept the suitcases. Yeah. Yeah, but I noticed men have difficulties finding things, you know. Like, I read an article that G-spot was discovered by men in the 80s. And I was really surprised, only in the 80s? Like, we landed on the moon earlier, right? Yeah. So, yeah, but I have to tell you, I also failed. But it's so difficult, you know. I have 3 sons, and my ex-husband always used to tell me I'm like a Yiddish mamme, you know, like a Jewish mother who's overprotective about their sons. And I have to tell you I am. And because there's a saying that, you know, what's the difference between a Jewish mother and a Rottweiler dog? That the Rottweiler lets you go after a while. Yeah. So the other day when my son went on a school trip, and as I was packing his laundry, I was realizing, like, what's that? Oh, it's women's underwear. And I was thinking, what should I do? Shall I write to the parents' group chat that if anybody's missing this, I just send it back? And then his father was telling me, no, the real question here is that did he take this with him to the school trip or brought it back from the school trip? Because it's an important question. And the other one, my smallest one, just turned 4 recently. And when I asked him what he wanted for his birthday, he was telling me something, you know, like in a fairy tale, like very miraculous, like a rainbow fairy something. And I was thinking, LSD is too early, right? Yeah. Yeah. So coming from Central Eastern Europe, you might be wondering how is it to be a Jew in Central Eastern Europe. It's like everybody hates you, but nobody knows exactly why. And yeah, it is. And that reminds me of my cousin. He's gay, and he and his husband adopted a child recently, and the kid is deaf. So can you imagine something that, you know, that you start your life with a bigger disadvantage, like being a deaf gypsy kid raised by a gay couple in Central Eastern Europe? No, I don't think so. Poor kid. He misses all the most important holidays like Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day. Yeah, when they adopted him, they asked me what they should name the kid, like Samuel or Joshua. And I was like, it doesn't matter. He's deaf anyway, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, so I come from a traditional Jewish family, and my grandmother is a Holocaust survivor. And she didn't really like the guys I brought home. And, you know, once I wrote a guy's phone number here. You can imagine her face when I got home with the number on my lower arm. Yeah, she wasn't laughing at all. And, yeah. But there's also a stereotype about Jews that we have a big nose. But guys, honestly, I have to tell you, this is not big. It doesn't count as big at all. And there was a guy who told me after sex that you were the first Jewish girl in my life. And I was like, excuse me, I never told you I was Jewish. But yeah, he could tell me because of my nose previously. After sex, I could also tell he wasn't a Jew. Yeah, talking about foreskin, that reminds me of my husband again. But I'll tell you stories about him next time, maybe. Thanks.
Julia, where do we find you?
I'm not on social media, sorry.
Okay, now make
Really
sure,
not.
give her a round of applause. Come on. That was great. Oh my God, you guys are like spies. You know what I mean? They're like a spy thriller. I love it. I love it. Jessica, forgive me. I'm just going to call you by your first moniker, if you don't mind. I want to keep the women coming. And don't you? Right. All right, then let's give it up for the one and only Jessica. Let her hear you. The night of our Jessica.
Sorry, I think you've heard all of this before, but I have a show tomorrow. I gotta run.
You gotta run it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
You want me to time you?
I'm sorry?
You want me to time you?
Sure, yeah. 10 minutes, I guess. 10 minutes? Yeah, sure.
Okay, so he's gonna give you the light at 8.
Cool. Yeah, great.
Okay.
All right, thanks. How is everybody?
All right.
Nice, thanks so much. Yeah, so I got roasted at the gas station by a bunch of kids in cargo pants. They didn't like my outfit. One of them was like, wow, skinny jeans in 2024, slay. And then they all started laughing. And I was like, wow, all those pockets and no room for kindness, huh? That got him. Got him. Assholes. Maybe it's that. This is the coolest I've ever looked, genuinely. Yeah, so I started to, I bought some cargo pants after that. They peer pressured me. But I feel like, I don't know if it's like race related. I'm Mexican. I feel like I look too helpful in them, you know? I don't know. Like, I feel like skinny white girls, it just looks like effortless, you know? I just look like I'm putting a lot of effort into a house, you know? But yeah, what was I saying? Kids? Goddamn kids. All right. So my school was in the news because it turned out like 20 pedophiles taught there. Yeah, it was terrible. And I had a crush on the leader of them, and that's not okay. That's not okay. I actually spent a lot of time with all of them, and I gotta say, there's nothing quite like realizing that you were unanimously friend zoned by like a bunch of pedophiles. I want to know if they talked about it after class, you know? Yeah, braiding each other's hair. Like, nah, not Jessica. She's more like a student to me. Anyway. So I got other weird things. Anybody do Zoom therapy? Zoom therapy, anybody? Yeah, pretty good. What kind of therapist do you have? Would you choose? Yeah, like man, woman.
Oh, it's always a woman.
Oh man, I should have followed suit. I got a man guy therapist. He was around my age, and we immediately started flirting. So you lucked out there. Yeah, we started flirting, and that's not okay too. That is not okay. Like a client-patient relationship, like it's close, it's intimate, but this is too much, you know? It's kind of like a plastic surgeon can touch a titty, but he cannot jiggle it, right? This is a very similar distinction. Yeah, I don't know why I did it. I don't know. He wasn't really that good looking. He had a comb over. And it was just like, and I would look at it a lot through through the camera, you know? It was like just two pieces almost touching but never so. Like us, you know. And my friends, they were not supportive of it. That they were like, they told me like, but the kind of guys that you like you could tell just by looking at them that you don't have a dad, basically. So that is also the other piece of the puzzle, I think. Anyway, yeah, I get kind of weird in these like romantic situations, and I feel really comfortable. I'm gonna tell you a little thing that I do. So I got really obsessed with the idea of like impressing him, right? So I like put up like 5 different drafts of like the emails, because we were emailing each other. It was a real thing, you know, mixtapes, all that is terrible. And I wrote like 5 of them out, and I like sent the best one, right? And he doesn't respond. And I was like, why? Why doesn't he? What's wrong with this one? So I go into my sent box, and it turns out I sent every single one. Accidentally. Every single one. And in my head, when I was like, oh man, I'm going to give it to him over and over and over again, I did not think it would be emails. That would not be the first thought in my head. But anyway, I went to the next session. Okay, I went to the next session. I don't know why. Nobody can tell me why. I wish I had a humiliation kink, let me tell you, because after that, like, oh my God, California would not be in a drought anymore after that. All right. So yeah, I went, and he was like, yeah, Jessica, I don't think we could be, like, I could see you in this capacity, right? And he just starts crying. All right. He started crying. And there's just like no way to ask a man that's crying to like, please turn off your camera, you know? There was no way. Anyway, I'm bi, and you know, it's okay, it's fine. If I were to write a book for parents of bi kids, I'd name it "So Your Daughter is Annoying." Yeah. You know, when I first started dating women, I thought, oh, geez, great, you know, because, like, women, they're fucking real. You know what? All these fake dudes, women are fucking real. We're going to have a great time because we got the same stuff, right? It's going to be great. And then a woman faked her orgasm with me. And I was like, women are awful. Okay. They're terrible. She faked it, and she was really bad at it, you know? Like, she got the words all wrong. It wasn't like, oh, God, yes. It was more like, wow, Allah, you know? She sounded like she was calming down a horse, you know? I don't know. Whoa. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good. Anyway, and she hurt my feelings, okay? She hurt my feelings. And so I went to go talk to the fellas. I want to go talk to the fellas. You guys know what it's like, right? To sexually disappoint your lady, right, fellas? And they wouldn't say that they had experienced that. And I brought up my scientific facts. There's been studies, 80% fake it. You're all fucking lying, you know? And I was like, okay, this is where you don't want to play devil's advocate, I guess. All right, this is where you draw the line. They all become feminists. They're like, you know what? Believe women, okay? That's a slogan. It is. Okay, so let's move on from there. How much time do I have? I've been up here for hours. I was born here. I'm dying here. Thank you. All right, so I did that one. What else was I gonna do? Okay, so I stopped being friends with this spiritual white lady because she was annoying. Okay, like she just we got into this really big fight because I wouldn't agree that she's psychic. Okay, and she said that she was seeing the spirit world. Okay. And she was like, I just pick up on things that other people don't, you know? And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen you take a hint even, you know? Like, you don't have to be worrying about all those other dimensions. There's a whole room you're not reading right here, you know? Like, let's start there. Anyway, I found out that she was getting to the spirit world through a K-hole. Okay? And that didn't convince me of anything, all right, except that ketamine fucking rules. That's the only thing that convinced me of. Anyway, so I was concerned. I'll say that. I was concerned, and I was like, listen, if that's really what you think you're seeing, like, you should go get some fucking help, you know? And she was like, I did, okay? I got a shaman. And I was like, and what did he say, right? I was concerned, you know? And she was like, well, you said that I should stop doing drugs. And I was like, damn, you know you gotta chill when your shaman tells you to get sober. That's wild, you know? My imaginary friend says I should spend some time alone, you know? Imagine that. So, anyway... I fucking forgot the rest of that. Well, that's a good thing that I'm working it out, isn't it?
And you wait for your laughs. You didn't do tonight.
I waited.
Now you're going to have a big crowd.
I don't know if that's true.
You add all your information.
Okay. How much time do I have right now?
You are at 10 exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, thanks so much. I'm Jessica. You can find me on Instagram at Gootz, Gootz, Jess. Twitter the same. The show. It's tomorrow, 5:16. There's a mic at 7. The show is at 8. Doors at 5. If you have nothing to do. And if you're here, I suspect that's the case.
Jessica, you must have come in late because I beg to differ. A lot of good shit comes through these doors. I don't know which doors you've been through, but we have some good people up here. And I'm going to prove it to you. This next guy is going to show you how it goes. Let's give it up for the one and only Mr. Knight. That is Mr. Sosa Knight. How's that?
How you guys doing tonight, man? It's like a packed room in here. This is exciting. Try some new jazz, man. I heard one of you guys talking about y'all auntie, and it got me thinking. So I'm gonna talk about this. So you know, I don't have a lot of Asian people in my family, right? So I had a lot of. I was like, so I gotta give you a little backstory. I was a little bit of a racist kid. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Like I grew up in a new age. I was addicted to YouTube at 10 years old, and I went down a rabbit holes, and I became a little bit of a racist. So I had this weird idea about Asian people, and I thought they was all kind of like nice. And I'm a 10-year-old, so don't judge me, all right? I'm fucking 10 years old. So I go over to my auntie's house. You know, my uncle is half Filipino, and he has a Filipino, mom, right? And first off, Filipino people are hella ignorant, and I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? That shit scared the fuck out of me. And she was like the funniest old lady of all time. Like I don't know why. Me and her connected on a different wavelength. We used to talk about my special needs cousin all the time. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, we used to make fun of my special needs cousin all the time. We used to have this like theory that he was faking it. That's terrible. Imagine this is like a 6-year-old lady and a 10-year-old kid having this conversation in the garage. She's like, I know he's faking it. I'm like, I think he is too. I never trust that nigga. Like, man, oh man, that's another funny thing. So and when I first got to high school and I was playing football, I was in Arizona, right? And Arizona has, like LA, the white people in LA are really nice. You know what I mean? They're all kind of like liberal, clean. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of white trash out here. Arizona is some trailer trash. You feel me? And they're a totally different thing. We had this little fat white kid with ginger hair, and the most thing that like he popped out for me was he had shingles, and as a freshman, right? And that's already kind of wild, but the fucked up thing is we gave him a nickname. Kids are fucking mean, and I was the one to give him this nickname, and as soon as he told me, I said, you have chest herpes now, and man, that was a rough season for him, you know what I mean? That was his name for the rest of the year, bro, fucking chest herpes. Man, fucking freshman Sosa thought that shit was funny as fuck, dude. Oh, man. You ever see some real stupid, like something really dumb? Like something really, really dumb. You're like, man, this is like makes you kind of mad. I saw this one time after my high school graduation. I was having a little party, and we had these fake apples, right? Decor apples. You probably have some decor apples. And all my family's over and shit, right? And I see my little cousin. She gotta be no more than 5. 5 years old. You're allowed to make some stupid things at 5, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm watching it from a distance, you know what I mean? Like a zoologist in Africa. I'm watching this shit. And she runs over to the apple, grabs this foam apple, takes a bite out of it, puts it back, runs off. Right? I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm like, okay. And then I see my second little cousin. She like 7. And I'm sitting there, and she's looking at this fucking apple, and I'm thinking in my head, like, she not about to go run over there to it. You know what I mean? And I watch her run over there, grab the same fucking apple, it got the bite mark on it and everything, and go, and put it back and run off. And at this point, I'm like, these fucking kids are retarded. You know what I mean? Like, I completely lost faith in my family. I realized that, like, that's the last generation, but it can't get any worse. And then I see my little cousin, 11 years old. You're too old to be making decisions like this. And I'm watching this shit, you know what I mean? And I'm getting mad. I'm getting a little angry now. I watch him run over, grab the same fucking apple. There's 2 bite marks on this shit now, all right? You would think, I see 2 bite marks. He grabs it and goes, and takes a chunk out of it. And I and I said, this little motherfucker right here, this little nigga is, man, I do not know how to feel about that, man. And that's the education system, fucking. That's because I really come from a family of like illiterate people. You know what I mean? Like niggas who really don't know how to read and shit. Oh man. Let's see. I got the light for me. How much more time I got?
2 after this.
I got 2 more minutes. Okay. All right. I got some more drinks I want to try out. Let's see what else I want to try today. So I remember the first time I got like really, really high is when I first, you know what I mean? I was smoking weed out of a hookah, which is a dangerous combination, right? You know what I mean? And mind you, I'm 19 years old. I'm fucking gassing up. You know what I mean? Mind you, and while I'm living in college, I live above my grandmother, right? Now my grandmother, y'all know about her. She's a little fucking crazy, you know what I mean? Schizophrenic old lady. She always had shenanigans. She had like one of her boyfriends at the time, because I don't know why my grandmother, she was able to pull all the old niggas, you know what I mean? So this was one of these weird dudes. This is the first time I met him, right? His name was Jim. And I'm high as fuck. I'm sitting here, I'm high as shit. Like the world's spinning around me. I'm fucked up, you know what I mean? I got fucked up ass afro and shit, you know what I mean? I'm looking like a slave, honestly, in this house. It's hot as shit, it's summertime. And I get a fucking call, and it's Jim. You know what I mean? And of course, I pick up, and I'm like, "Hello," and he's like, "Hey, Shosha, I'm here at your grandmother's house, and I wanted to come meet you. You know, I wanted to meet her grandson." And I'm like, "No," click. You know what I mean? I ignore him, right? And go back to tripping balls and shit in my house, and then I get a knock on my door. You know, I'm like, all right. And mind you, this shit's scaring me because I'm high as fuck. I'm thinking like, what the fuck is this? I'm slowly creep over to the door, you know what I mean? And when I open it, I never seen someone's face go from so much excitement to meet me to like, oh, like I must have looked like I was on some shit, you know what I mean? Cause like he opened the door and he was like, "Hey, so oh fuck," and I was like, shit, what's going on, man? Cause I was drooling and shit. It was bad, you know what I mean? Like I could not hold my own at this point, and you know. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that one. Anyway, you know, that's all the time I got tonight. You know, you can catch me at Sosanite, at at IG.com. Fucking sheesh. And am I able to plug my own stuff I got coming up? Oh, man, well, come check me out at the fucking Comedy Store tomorrow night. I'll be at 10:30 at the Crack 'em Up Thursdays. I'll do some fucking, it won't be these jokes.
And how will they contact you to get those free tickets?
Oh, it's not free tickets, but I do have free tickets. But it's fucking at Sosanite. It's just my name, at Sosanite. You know, SOSAKNIGHT. You know what I mean? It's one of a kind. Anyway, yeah, one of a kind.
Thank you. Where's Eamon? All right, there he is. That's why you're here, to promote yourselves, to let people know where you are. And I appreciate that everyone here is just respectful of like everyone here. I just want to say thank you, because sometimes we have a crazy night. But we're not going to have that tonight, because we have somebody you will never tire of hearing the comedy of the one and only Aaron McIntyre. Let him hear you. Aaron.
Such a build-up. Hello. I'm going to sit down because once I hit like about minute 45 up here, I'm going to get kind of excited, and then the last hour and a half, it's going to wear me out, you know. My name is Aaron. It's spelled A-E-R-O-N, not A-A-R-O-N. Please don't call me A-A-Ron. Besides, A-A-Ron is supposed to be anonymous. But I was thinking about the marijuana now being. How many people smoke marijuana? Oh, come on, people. Just the two of you? Really? You don't know what you're missing, man. Anyway, I was thinking about it, you know, because we've been drinking forever, right? We've been fucking since, like Trump would say, you know, 1,000,000 years we've been drinking. And it really, you know, marijuana and alcohol just do different things to you. You know, like you know, when I smoke marijuana, I wake up in the morning and I go, who turtle waxed my refrigerator? Oh, that was me, right. And when I wake up after drinking, I go, how did this motorcycle get in my room? And why is there blood on the fender? So yeah, that got me thinking about the apostles, the Bible, as it does, drinking the wine. So I was thinking about the apostles, and then suddenly somebody started calling me, and my butt started vibrating. So I had to take out my phone and go, fucking shut the fuck up. Okay. Anyway, so the apostles, I was thinking about how they got the Bible written. Because, Jesus, I don't know if you know this, Jesus didn't write that shit, okay? He had a bunch of ghostwriters, a bunch of people hanging around at his sermon on the mountain, and they're all sitting out there with their pens, and they go, oh, Jesus, oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, I'm going to have to write that one down. But then I started thinking, they've got this big Bible. There's a lot of people. There's all the cool apostles, Mark, Luke, Ted, Bartholomew. There's a Bartholomew in there, which I never fucking knew there was a fucking Bartholomew. I think they left him out because his name wasn't cool enough. But I was wondering, how did they do that without saying the same shit? Right, over and over and over again, because it's 12 people and they're all writing the same shit. Well, that's a good thing. So I was thinking maybe they got together, and did a writing session. So they got the writers' table and they're sitting around the writers' table, the apostles, and they're sitting there and going, yeah. So that thing you said about blessed are the meek, and you go, oh shit, man, I was gonna put that in. All right, I'll take that out. So they're sitting there editing and getting all that stuff. And then they get to Genesis, right? And they start talking about Genesis, right? The beginning of it all. The thing that I don't understand about Genesis is, it says God made the earth in 7 days, right? Of course, the last day rested because he was fucking tired. But I was thinking, so was this kind of like a science experiment that his dad made him do? Like our father's father. It was like, Sonny, you got to get together, and I want you to do this science project. I want you to make a universe and some planets, and then one of them, maybe a few of them, put a few people on there and build that up. But he invented light on the first day, right? So that's the day. So I guess he invented it, and then that was the first day because he had to invent it first before it would be day. And then what did he do? Like, why did he stop? Right? Why do you go, I'm kind of tired, it's been 8 hours. That light, that takes a long time. I think I'm going to have a little nap. So he went to sleep, and the next day he woke up and made marijuana or something. I don't know what the fuck. But I just thought that was always so strange that, he's God. He could just go, poof, and everything would be there. He wouldn't have to fucking take 7 days. And how long is God's day? Really? In the Bible, it says that Moses was 897 years old? That I don't think so. The life expectancy back then was about 30, and this guy lived to 857. I think they got the math wrong. Maybe they were counting, days, by hours or something. He was 897 hours old. I don't know. Speaking of Jesus, Donald J. Trump, huh? Fucker comes in and says, I'm going to drain the swamp. He's going to drain the swamp. And only he can do it. Only I can do it. I know more than the scientists. I know I'm going to. And so he's going to solve all of our problems. He's going to drain the swamp. And I think that right about now, there's a bunch of Republicans sitting around going, oh, this swamp. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to get some kind of a brain implant for a recorder because when I'm writing my jokes, by the time I pull out the piece of paper or the phone, I've forgotten what the fuck the joke was. So I need one of those, Star Trek things where you go, boop, and here's the joke. Okay, now I have to revert to my notes here because I ran out of gas. Oh, God, I can't believe I forgot that. So during COVID, I went and I took care of my mom because my brother was an alcoholic and was taking care of her and decided that he couldn't take it anymore, so he put her in a nursing home, literally 3 days before COVID hit. So the people in the nursing home, because COVID had hit, they stuck her in a room and locked her in, and she was old. And so she had a problem, so she would call me every day, come out and get me, you got to get me out of this house and get him out of my house, because my brother was living in her house. And so I came out, and I got him out of the house. It took a lot of work. I got her home, and I took care of her. And it was the hardest thing, and it was the best thing I've ever done. But I took care of her, but I didn't do a very good job because she died. Oof. Did someone say oof? No, that's okay. She was ready to go, man. She was 98. She, as a matter of fact, like all day, for days, she would go, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Either that or, why don't you go back to California? Yeah. It was kind of like having a little scary clown in the house, She would say things like, come out, and she'd sit at the breakfast table and she'd go, why doesn't somebody just take me out in the backyard and shoot me?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, she really wanted to go. Yeah, and I found out, I learned, how many things? I learned two really, four. Let's go four. I learned, three. I learned three really important things. One is there are 4 words that are the worst words in a row that you can ever hear when someone takes a long time to go from one room to the next. And those 4 words are, I have to poop. And the two worst words, I'm pooping. And the third thing is, no one should see their mother's ass and vagina after they're born. That's just, they should not do that. So yeah, my mom's dead, so, don't have to worry about, mother-in-law, if you're looking for anything. Just so you know, I'm afflicted with premature ejaculation, so it'll be over really quick if you want. But if you don't want, just remember that the reason I'm a premature ejaculator is because I fucking love pussy, and so I can get it up like that. Okay? So it'll almost be like you don't even miss a beat, It's just like boom, 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 boom. Oh, there we go. I don't think I officially lost my virginity the first time I was inside a woman. And it's because I had come before I entered the woman. Because it's just it's very sensitive. It's very sensitive down there. I can just go, doot, and there we go. I'm done. So I was. Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, yeah. Send me his Spotify list. That'll be good. So like the very first time I had sex, I was with this. I can't believe she actually went with me, but she was new to the school, so she didn't know anybody else, and I was the first one, so I got lucky. So anyway, we're there, and I'm doing what I love to do best, which is, not with my penis, with my mouth. And I'm on I'm kneeling on the floor. She's on the bed, and people always go, "Why weren't you on the bed with her?" And I was like, "Well, because then my penis would actually touch the bed, and it'd all be over." So anyway, I'm down there, and she's like, "Okay, God, please, I need you inside me." God, I fucking hate it when they say that. Because that's a trigger. Okay, that's a real trigger. So that was the first trigger. I get up and literally breathed out of my nose and came all over the bed. So now I'm there, and I'm like, oh yeah. No, nothing. I'm coming. I'm not coming. I'm not coming. I'm getting there. and cleaning things up because I didn't want her to know because it was embarrassing. And then, so then I had to, you've only got about a minute, right, before it all starts to just shrink down, and then you're really in trouble. Then she's going to fucking know. So, really quickly, I just kind of stuff it in there, and, to your point, I faked my first orgasm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And actually, afterwards, she did say, "Are you a virgin?" And I was like, "No, of course not. I'm good. I'm good." Let's see what else here. I got one other thing. I think I should probably just keep this out. Don't you think? I was going to put in that I swear on my mother's life, but I can't swear on my mother's life because she's dead. I'm actually a pathological liar. I learned that. That's one of the things I'm going to therapy. I've actually had more therapy than anyone I know. I've had more therapy than most people in here have been alive. 51 years, huh? Pretty damn good, don't you think? I got a good track record. So yeah, I'm a pathological liar, and I was thinking about it, and it's like you can talk to a therapist once a week, but lying is kind of an everyday thing, It's just, somebody spills the milk, who did that? Not me. I didn't know. I didn't do it. I'll just lie about anything. It doesn't matter, even if it's good, It's like, oh my God, who left these roses? I don't know. I don't know where they came from. So I think that there should be a Liars Anonymous. A place where you can go every day, and talk about, yes, my name is Aaron, and I'm a liar. Hi, Aaron. Yeah, I lied 3 times yesterday. And, I just don't know how to get out of this hole, But I think that if it's Liars Anonymous, they would probably have to call it Liars Not Anonymous. Not a good one to end on. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, my name is Aaron McIntyre. You could find me at Aaron McIntyre. You have to spell it with an A-E-R-O-N. And that's on Instagram, and Facebook sucks.
Oh, there you go. The ghost of George Carlin is back for you, love guys. And we're going to seal this night with a kiss. I know him as a friend of LASC. You probably know him from HBO's Laces. Let's give it up for the comedy of the one and only actor, Albert Linton. Let him hear you.
Thank you. One more time for Sunda. Keep it going, please. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to step up there or not. It's a lofty place. It's sacred. When a comedian goes up there, he just might shit himself. We don't know. Something unusual might happen. This is a sacred area. And to step up there requires way more effort than I want to spend $10 for. And that's what it costs me to be here, $10 to talk shit for 10 minutes. So how do you... let me just turn this on. You are a bunch of very cute people. I mean, marvelously cute. I've been so impressed with how beautiful everyone in this room is. Can you tell I'm jerking you off? You figure out what the fuck I'm doing here? I'm so old, I should be at home in bed. I should have had dinner at 3 o'clock with my friends at Denny's. And at 5 o'clock, I should have had my ass in bed. And by 6, I should have been asleep for the rest of the night. The fuck convention. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. And just because some of you might think I need to be asleep, fuck. I'm not going. So it's good to be here. My name is Albert Linton. Actually, my real name is Albert Nathaniel Arthur Linton. I don't use it because the initials are A-N-A-L. And that's anal for the slow folks, because some of you look like you're trying to spell it and shit. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Well, originally I'm from Florida, a little town called Jacksonville, Florida, which is just south of Georgia and just west of the Atlantic Ocean. It's kind of stuck between Green Acres and Gilligan's Island. Well, that joke used to work so well when I first started. I think I told that joke in the Midwest, somewhere in Nebraska, Iowa, Arkansas, one of those states Well, Mrs. Clinton referred to him as the flyover states, right? Well, I was doing comedy when her fucking ass was flying over, and I was bring that shit down. Lying ass bitch. Why did she lose that election is what I want to know. Why? It was hers. Why did she give it back? Why did she make Donald Trump president? And I love Trump. Don't get me wrong. I'd vote for him 100,000 times if I had the opportunity. But he did not win. She won. So why did she not take that position? I don't know. But as a professional historian, since I have a bachelor's degree in American history, I'm making note of it because it's of interest to professionals like me who studied the political system, which is what I do as a historian. I have 2 degrees, one in political science and the other one in American history. And then I have a law school degree as well, which makes me what? About the dumbest motherfucker you will ever meet. Who needs that many degrees to get through life? Nobody. Nobody needs that shit. You can go out and do anything you want to do without a degree. You don't need a degree. Just have one so you can flash it. Hey, look at this. Yeah. You know when I got mine? It was during the Vietnam War. Brothers were being pulled and pushed to Vietnam left and right. And I was living in a major market for the military recruiters, Harlem, New York. The years of 1964 to 1970. Major recruiting area. And if they didn't recruit you, they probably killed you. And that's no lie. Niggas were dying on the street corners every day, daily. And I don't mean like people die every day. You know, it's no big deal. But when you can walk down the street and step over 10 dead motherfuckers, it's a little different, I might say. A little bit different, don't you think? Okay, so you don't think? How many of you speak English? Who am I talking to here? Sunda, what is going on, dear? These people are staring at me like I'm using a foreign language. What is going on? So, yep. Started doing comedy in Texas. Anyone from Texas? Don't say so. I'm just kidding. I started doing comedy in Houston, Texas at a club called The Laugh Spot, which was located on a street called West Gray. And West Gray, the only reason it was important was for the Comedy Store on this side of the block, and on the other side, the richest area of town known in all of Texas. It's known as River Hills. And if you can afford a home there, you can afford several homes anywhere in the world. That's how rich those fuckers were. And that's all we talked about. So, I was driving, a cop pulled me over. I was driving through River Oaks, cop pulled me over. Not for speeding, but because I didn't have a lawnmower sticking out the back of my Buick. I'm glad it still works because that one was from Houston. Oh, way back there. Then I went to Oklahoma, all the places that none of you have been to. How many of you from California? Okay, who's here from the Middle East? Not Middle East. Who's here from the breadbasket of the United States? You know what we're talking about? That's the Midwest. That would be places like Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota. Because they grow so much food out there. There is never a need for any starvation in this country. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Nobody has to be hungry in this country. If a nigga is hungry in this country, because that nigga wants to be fucking hungry. And it's the same thing with houses. If a nigga is homeless, it's because that nigga chooses to be homeless. There's far too many fucking programs in this country to house people. There are too many vacant buildings in this country for a person to go without a roof over their head. This is bullshit. We're being lied to. All they're trying to do is to get you to separate with your money. Oh, please give me $1. I'll give you a foot in the ass instead. What about that? Get out of here. Unless it's a woman. Because you always have sympathy on women. You always do. Because, well, they're women. And that's all you need to know. If you don't get that, you gay. Fuck off. That's it. Because they're women. That's why you do it. And they don't even want you to protect them, but you got to do it any goddamn way. If you don't do it, you're not a man. It's that fucking simple. All right? And it doesn't deviate. I don't care where you go. You can leave this planet and go to fucking Mars. The same thing will be true in Mars. If you went in the other direction, and in outer space there is no direction, but if you just went, it will still be the same. And that's why I don't get laid. I got 30 minutes left? Oh, okay. got 30 minutes to come up with something funny. I was expecting to see Patty. Where's Patty for comedy? Is he at the mix tonight? He's at the mix. That's Pasadena. Is that right? I might do that. Oh, okay. Well, of course not. You're always here. So, but see, I always come here first because here I'm guaranteed to get some stage time. And about comedy, it's always about the stage time. If you're not getting on stage, don't call yourself a comic because you're not one. You can't phone this in. You got to put your ass in the place on this stage in front of a crowd who don't give a shit about you, right? That's where you test your metal or grow your bones. Or what is it? Major bones. Is that the phrase? That's right. I made my bones when you were dating cheerleaders. Isn't that what that guy said to Michael Corleone before Michael Corleone had his family blow his fucking eye out? You guys are not familiar with the Godfather trilogy. What kind of Americans am I talking to? Oh, by the way, you can. I'm in a show. I'm in a couple of shows. One is called Lace. It's in season 2 right now, and season 3 they're planning on shooting it. So you can find that on HBO All Black. And I'm also in a short film called Cabbage, which is winning a lot of awards at festivals around town, around the country. And I'm also featured in the sitcom The Black Hamptons, if you're familiar with that. So I'm featured in that in a couple of episodes. And you can check me out online, Albert Linton. You can Google me, and you'll come up with the same shit I just gave you. So welcome Sunda back to the stage.
All right. Good time? Good. All right. Just for 2 seconds, I want to see something. There's somebody I want to just introduce himself. Can you come up here for a second, Mark? Just come up 1 second. Give it for Mark Birnbaum, ladies and gentlemen. Barenfeld, I'm sorry. Come on, come on. We gotta do this. We gotta get you.
So I met Sunda. I was the manager of a condo association on the boulevard. That's the definition of really a hateful job. And working for a board of directors is masochism in and of itself. And we bonded immediately over this drunk, abusive president of the association who had domain over nothing in the rest of his life, but he was president of this association. And he tortured me and ultimately fired me for doing what I think was my job. And that's how we met. And I'm so glad we met, and I'm here tonight just to check out the crowd. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You've always been a good sport. Always. So, guys, if people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. If you guys want to work out any material before you go back to wherever you came from, work-wise, and you have to, you see how she was timing herself? Pay attention to what these veteran comedians are doing because they do it for a reason and it helps you. When you take this class with me, it's a one-on-one with me. Every time we meet, Lee can tell you, it's painful. But you get to go on, you go up 4 times just like we do here because you have to. And that's Albert's right about, you got to go up. And also, thank you, Jason, for everything tonight. And that's about it. If you could follow us, that would be fantastic on Sunda Live and at LA School of Comedy. Thank you so much and have a good night. Bye.